What's up, man? Make sure you come watch me July 30th. I'm gonna beat the shit out of Jose Benavides. Fuck you, man.
You know, his first night, 54, and he looked great to me. And if Danny would have been great when he fought Spence, he would never beat Danny the night before Ray Catch, before he started suffering from anxiety and depression. Because that came through the COVID. That had a lot to do with it too. You know, not making excuses for the Spence fight, but I should have spoke up, but I didn't. Thought he would get over the hump, but he never did. But afterwards, we got over it. So when Danny fought Ray Catch that night, Spence wanted to beat Danny. Remember, he had the car accident that we took 6 months till he recovered. So that night, he will never beat Danny. But now we back. Now we looking at the future.
What's going on, you guys? Danny Garcia beat Jose Benavides. Danny Garcia actually looked it really, really good against Jose Benavides. Danny Garcia came out after the fight and said he'd like to fight Keith Thurman or Edeslandi Lara next. We seen Edeslandi Lara in the building, right? We seen him in the building. Maybe that's why he was watching Danny Garcia. But Edeslandi Lara is at 160 pounds right now. Maybe he still feels that he can come down to 154 pounds for this fight with Danny Garcia. Tony Harrison is another guy that they seem like they're trying to match Danny Garcia up with. They was almost selling a fight at the fight, right? With Tony Harrison and Danny Garcia. Tony Harrison said that he'll love to fight Danny Garcia. But these are two 147-pounders fighting in the big boys division. He's on the edge of the shallow end of the pool. He needs to come over to the deep end, right? And then there's Keith One-Time Thurman, a guy that he's very familiar with. And if I'm honest, in his last outing, compared to Keith Thurman's last outing against Mario Barrios, I would say that Danny Garcia looked a lot better than Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia looked like a fighter that still has a lot left. He didn't look shot. He didn't look lethargic. He didn't look sluggish. His timing wasn't off. Danny Garcia still looked sharp. He looked better than ever. But after the fight, Angel Garcia came out with some more excuses as to why they lost against Errol the Truth Big Fish Spence Jr. Said that if it wasn't for the mental issues, right, that they had before the Red Catch fight, if he had a fight before Red Catch, he would have beat him. All right, so maybe they're trying to talk themselves back into a fight with Errol Spence Jr. And as we can see, Errol Spence Jr. is actively responding to things that Angel and Danny are saying. We haven't got word what Keith said as of now as me making this video, but Keith Thurman, I expect him to say something soon. See, it's funny when certain guys come out and say certain things, certain guys react quicker than they would towards other certain guys, right? You notice that? He reacted really, really quick. There's a lot of quick reactions. We're going to expect Keith to make a reaction soon. Keith Thurman is in a position right now in WBC to where he could be mandatory, possibly mandatory for the winner of Spence Crawford fight. So do Keith Thurman want to put that on the backseat, put that on hold for a second to go fight Danny Garcia again? This is a fight I feel that Keith Thurman is still interested in. I believe he mentioned in the more recently that he'll like to fight Danny again or something, or rematch those guys. So, yeah, Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, that's a possibility. It's a possibility for both guys. You know, Danny Garcia, do he really want to fight some of those true 154-pounders? See, Edeslandi Lara is one of the shorter 154-pounders. Tony Harrison's probably one of the bigger 154-pounders. Do Danny Garcia want to deal with the real big dogs at 154 pounds? I don't really think so. Danny Garcia looked really good in his fight. Looked really good against Jose Benavides last night. I'll be lying to you if I came on here and said something different. He was sharp. He was throwing punches. He looked like he was having fun. He was comfortable in there, right? But I'm not going to sit here and let Angel try to diminish what Errol Spence did, because apparently y'all was going through stuff, right? Apparently Danny was going through some issues. However, one would imagine what Errol Spence was going through. Not to mention everything else that everybody in the world was going through at that time with the COVID-19. This dude was coming off a car accident and everything else. So really, nobody wants to hear that shit. about you could have beat him. Maybe, like I said, this is their way of selling the fight to try to goad Errol Spence back into giving him a rematch. But of course, then he has to fight with Terrence Crawford. That's the fight people want to see. So you got to take a back seat. But Danny Garcia looked really good, man. I'm impressed. Honestly, didn't think he was going to come out and look as sharp as he did. I thought people was kind of knocking his fight, saying that Benavidez is trash. Benavidez is garbage. I'm not looking at that, right? Benavidez, we knew going in this was a crossroads fight for both guys. We didn't know how they was going to show up. Jose Benavidez didn't necessarily look like a shot fighter, but he looked like a fighter that lost some touches, right? He lost something. He's not that same Benavidez that fought Terrence Crawford years ago. He's just not. He seemed to lost a few steps, right? He seems a little bit slow. He's slow on the reaction. He was a lot sharper and quicker back then. So, yeah, Benavidez, well, I may feel that he's not just washed up. I'm not quite sure he can make it to a world-class level again, right? I'm not quite sure if he could compete with some of the top-level guys or former champions at 154 pounds. So, yeah, I highly doubt that that's the case. He may, if he sticks around in boxing, they may make him some type of gatekeeper, right? I don't know. That's how it goes in boxing, but I don't necessarily think he's totally done. But Danny Garcia definitely isn't done. Maybe the time off for Danny was good. He looked really sharp, really putting punches together. He was pivoting. He was angling. Dude really couldn't hit him. Danny seemed to have seen everything coming. He got a little careless and played around a little bit in the fight, but he was really comfortable with having fun in there. And that's something that I did say going into the fight. If he's having fun, he could, if he's either having fun or you're serious, right? Danny Garcia was having fun up in there. And he performed better than I've seen him perform in years. So salute to Danny Garcia, man. He still got something left. And there's still some potential big fights out there for DSG. But tell me what you guys think. Who do you want to see Danny Garcia fight next? Is Danny Garcia back? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.